Hi and welcome. My name is Rob Scott from UC Today, and in this UC Summit keynote session, I'll be talking to Nimrod Borofsky at Audiocodes, and we'll be discussing how you can accelerate your IT transformation in these challenging times. Welcome, Nimrod. How are you?
I'm just fine. Great to see you again. Happy to be here.
Good to see you too. Hey, we've got an interesting session lined up today, and a good place to start would be just to kind of bring into context, the previous year, 2020, and the new year, 2021, really, I suppose. But, the first question from me today, Nimrod, would be just to kind of talk us through those challenges that IT teams faced in 2020. What did you see from your perspective?
Really, where do I get started? 2020, who would have imagined that that would be as it was, right? As we got into 2020, it was just another year and just getting ready to do business, planning, budgetizing, and all that. And all of a sudden, some news out of APAC started creeping along, and all of a sudden we were all tossed into this really, really big something that nobody even knows how to articulate. In my job, I feel very fortunate that I get a chance to speak to a lot of IT organizations. Those are our customers. We talk to them every day. And I feel that every single time I hear what I just said at the very beginning, oh boy, what a year that was. We never saw that coming. That was just a big, big mess. And I think that what we figured out was that a lot of IT organizations were really struggling to really stuff a decade's worth of innovation into a single year. I mean, look at Audiocodes as an example. We've been in the unified communications business for years. We've been on Microsoft Skype for Business for years, and we're gradually taking steps towards Microsoft Teams, right? We started adding collaboration, but we're still doing our communications and video on Skype for Business. And then all of a sudden, we got this lockdown warranted by the government. We all had to go home, rush home real quickly. And then we had to really drive this transformation very, very fast, much faster than we had planned. Um, Luckily, we're in the field, and it took us 2 weeks to get it done. So technology-wise, it is possible, but it really requires a lot of expertise to get that done. And it's just very, very challenging for IT organizations these days, as far as I understand and hear from them.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what a challenge for IT teams, IT professionals. What a year. In terms of going forward into 2021, I mean, what does this mean for teams?
Well, unfortunately, I'm not the bearer of good news. I think that 21 is just going to be a continuation of 2020. I mean, just think about that. If you were an IT director of a 2,000 seat organization, and let's say you had 20 branches, okay? So your day was scheduled to handle the IT requirements of 20 branches. That's pretty heavy lifting right there, isn't it? Um, but then look what happened in 2020. All of a sudden, you now have 2,000 branches in your business because you have work at home people. And you have hybrid work models. In some locations, people still have to come into the office for maybe some certain administrative or manufacturing, whatever business you're in. So you now have this hybrid work, 2,000 branches, people moving in between locations all the time. And you as an IT director have to guarantee that they can get their job done, right? And that's really, really difficult. I think that if you want to even aggravate that further, unfortunately, business models have shifted for so many of the industries. I mean, I think that the high tech industry probably made it through this 2020 situation relatively easier compared to more traditional industries. But if you're in a traditional industry and you had shops and you had real estate and you had physical manufacturing plants, then things really change for you. Not to talk about hospitality, talk about the travel industry, right? And so what happened was, and we hear it from a lot of customers, IT budgets are shrinking, have shrunk in 2020 and remain low in 21. Why? Because business models are unclear. So if you're the CEO of a big company, you're trying to cut back on what you don't have to spend on because the most important thing for you is to stay in business. So if you're in whatever industry you are, you need to take care of your customers, you need to work with your partners. Probably IT is the last topic on your mind, which is really, really odd because as you need to cram 10 years of innovation into 1 year of transformation, you really need the budget. You really need the focus. You really need to empower your IT organizations to take you through that transformation. But as a leader, you're so busy keeping your head above water and keeping the business running. So we have this really big challenge that IT organizations have been facing. And 21 is not going to be any different. To that effect, I believe that there is big importance to software as a service and cloud services to help IT organizations make it through 21 as they set up for success in 22 and 23 and beyond.
So things are accelerating at a pace at the moment, aren't they? I mean, it seems that digital transformation is still accelerating. It certainly took a leap into the future last year, and this year, as you say, more of the same. In terms of the challenges IT teams are facing, I mean, that pace, that speed, how can they keep up with that pace of transformation?
Well, in my mind, it's just a matter of getting things operationalized quicker. I don't think that we're at the era anymore of weighing technology, of looking at what can or cannot be done. You really need to move at a very fast pace. The only way to get that done is if you consume that rather than build it. I don't think that IT organizations today have sufficient capacity, bandwidth, budgets to build solutions based on technology. They're really looking to consume services and solutions to help their businesses accelerate and stay relevant, right? And so I think that SaaS and any kind of software that comes from the cloud or managed services, it really is the place that IT organizations should be looking towards. Because, I mean, when we started this conversation, you and I, Rob, I mean, we went through 10 minutes of IT issues, didn't we? And I think that when we were reflecting on a 2,000 seat organization that's now 2,000 branches organization, then I think IT organizations are so busy keeping the lights on, the very basics, the fundamentals of connectivity and security, that's it's just impossible for them to just take technology and start building it as they used to historically. And so the adoption of SaaS has accelerated, as seen by the performance of Zoom or Microsoft Teams, right? And I think that this is the key focus, and I think that that's my recommendation to any IT organization in whatever industry. Try to consume the services rather than build based on technology. And so our focus today is working with our customers through our global network of partners on delivering services to the customers. So if we're talking about Microsoft Teams as an example, right? Obviously, Microsoft Teams is an ideal solution for this 2,000 branch organization that we're talking about. Because as you and I are communicating internally or externally, we need to be able to exchange ideas fast. We need to chat. We need to check on each other's presence, share files, and just collaborate effectively. Microsoft Teams is really ideal for that. But what does that really mean to your organization? I mean, if you're 2,000 seats, what if you're 20,000 seats? You're not going to throw everything out the window and start fresh on a Monday morning, are you? You're going to have to gradually migrate away from what you have. You're going to have to handle your common area phones. You're going to have to handle manufacturing, remote branches, countries where SaaS cannot be consumed, and you may have branches in certain areas where you don't have the proper quality of service to deliver that either. And so, however way you turn it, this is a complex journey. But as we said before, nobody's really giving you enough time or budget or resources to really get that done, right? And so I think that what we're trying to help our customers with is consuming what we can deliver and what Microsoft can deliver as a service, as a managed service. We're introducing all kinds of innovative ideas on how to let our customers get up and running quickly. And obviously, there is these issues that you need to solve. I mean, faxes, who would have thought? We've been talking about faxes going away for 10 years, haven't we? Do you think they're going away anytime soon? Probably not. And you know what? It's just this silly little thing that is there, but you need to handle that because if you're in an insurance business or something like that, some paperwork still needs to be pushed around. And so we're trying with some of our services, something that we call Live. Our Live portfolio of services allows customers to plan, migrate, and consume a service from Audiocodes in partnership with our global network of partners so that they could really accelerate their transformation and not focus about technology. I don't think it's a discussion about a blue wire or a red wire anymore. Everything needs to go really at the speed of light, and the only way to get that done is if you consume it through the cloud and consume it as a managed service. That is my top advice to anyone who wants to listen, really.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Phone system technology, collaboration technology is complex, and these consumption models only make those challenges a little bit simpler, don't they? So,
They
hey
do.
Nimrod,
When you think about it, sorry, Rob, when you think about it, about consumption models, right? We talked about before the fact that budgets are really not clear. What's easier than doing a business model that's based on a per user per month? This is the way that you consume your Zoom licenses or your Microsoft licenses. This is the way you should consume everything else, including devices, meeting room devices, or any other type of equipment into your network. It just makes it easier. My personal philosophy is that we try to work harder so that our customers don't have to work as hard. And we're trying to build offers and propositions that would be really easy for our customers to consume per user per month over a contracted period is exactly one simple solution. That is not the technology. It's about how do you package technology for the benefit of the IT organizations who are really, really struggling through this fast transformation.
yes, absolutely, and that is a great philosophy, and that ultimately is going to get us through the next crisis because it's not as if the pandemic was a one-off, is it? So
Unfortunately, not. It's going
yeah,
to take
unfortunately
time,
not.
James.
Nimrod, it's been great talking to you today. Thank you very much for talking to me.
Great to see you. Thank you so much, Rob.
And that's it from us. So if you've enjoyed this session, be sure to drop by the Audiocodes virtual booth to discover more about their latest products and services. Thanks for watching.